Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. This is Charlotte, and we are going to work on our bag journal today. So, what I have done, let's see if I can remember what I did. I created a lattice in the center here. If you remember, I was kind of wondering, what are we going to do? You can do a belly band. You can do like triple pockets, double pockets, a single pocket. You can just leave it. You could add a just some loose pages here if you wanted more journal space that would flip. You could do a bank envelope here. I mean, it's strictly up to you as to what you want to do with this. And I decided that I didn't fully want to cover these pages because I think they're so beautiful. So I just did a little bit of a lattice, and I did not do a double frame because of the bulk. This is just a single frame place where we can just tuck some little mini tags. So that's what we're going to do that. And one thing that I wanted to tell you that I discovered when I was putting the pockets in, not all bags are equal. So when I was putting the bags into this journal here, the width on this is not the same. So I had to cut the bags. I had to cut this bag down. And I mean, it's not a big deal, but I had to cut this bag down and I had to cut this bag down. So I'm going to show you what the difference is. This one, it'd be easier if I just do it like this. The back of this after the fold, this is 4, not quite 4 1/4. And this one is a 4, a little bit over 4 1/2. So there's quite a bit of difference, and I don't know where the difference came from. I know there was a little bit of difference in the fold here. This was a 4-inch fold. This was just an 1/8 shy of a 4-inch fold. So, I mean, yeah, I can just assume it's the bag. So, before the moral of the story is, I mean, it doesn't make any difference at all. The moral of the story is, before you put your bags in, make sure your bags will fit. Make sure that you test and you make sure that your bags will fit, and so that you won't have an issue. So what I did is I went ahead, we've got our bags in. Let me get a paper clip here so that we keep these out of the way. We've got our bags in, and I went ahead and I sewed our papers in, and I sewed in this one I folded coffee tea dyed paper over. This I did not. These I just cut. So this is contains no folded over papers. Really doesn't matter. It's just up to you. I took a piece of cardstock because we did this the other day. I didn't think that you necessarily needed to watch me do this. Made sure that this fit, and you can see it does. And what I did is I came in 3/4 of an inch on both sides and 1 inch on, it may actually be a little bit more than 1 inch. Yes, it is just a little bit more than 1 inch on the ends. You just do what you think is going to look the best. And then I actually took this to my cutter and cut it that way. So we are going to grab a couple pieces of tape, and we're going to create our lattice on this. And if you watched last week's index card, I created a lattice 2 inches apart, and this one is going to be 3 inches apart. So here is the back side, and we're going to tape this here like that. And 1, 2, 3 is where this corner is going to come over. So this will be there, and then moving over, the opposite corner will be 3 inches over. Let's make sure I've got that right. 1, 2, and 3. And then I've cut strips, 1/4 inch strips. We are going to need our glue. And we are just going to start laying down our lattice strips everywhere that there is an inch. So I'm going to start here, and I would have a heck of a time if I did not have a grid. I wouldn't be able to do this without a grid. Couldn't do it. Have to have the grid. Some form of a grid. And then we're going to go to the next inch and do the same thing. Just like that. And then the same thing. We're doing this every inch. And I don't know if you can tell, I've got the tiniest bit here of a, where it shows the 1 inch. It's just right here in the corner. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that in there. Just like that, because I think it will make a difference. And then we have a piece right here. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I'm excited about these journals. I think they're cute as can be. And then I can barely see the other one, just barely, but I can see it, so we're just going to put that on like that. Then we're going to turn it, and we're going to line up the other 2 corners. And it's probably best to do this with washi tape or purple tape, masking tape. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Because Scotch tape can rip your paper. 1, 2, 3. But it's on the back side, and I'm barely touching it. Well, I lined up the same 2, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. 1, 2, 3. See, we're going to line up opposite corners. No, we're not. What are we doing? Okay, I have to quit talking. Charlotte, I have to think, okay, I did this, and I'm going to do this. So there, and then 1, 2, 3, that would put this there, and that is wrong. Okay. Okay, let me think here. We lined up these 2 corners, so we should be lining up these 2 corners. So these 2 corners, this corner and this should go on there and on there. There we go. There we go. So now we're following these grid lines. Oh my goodness. Okay. And I'm hoping I've got enough of these papers. So we'll follow this line right here. Like this. Boy, the landscapers are out. You can hear them. Just like that. And then this one here. Like that. And I can see we do have a grid. And here. You do not want to put glue, just in case you're watching for the first time, you do not want to put glue like here, in here, because if you do, you're going to close off your pockets. You'll have no area to slide tags or ephemera or whatever, stickers or whatever you might want to put in there. And I don't have the corner there, but I see a tiny bit of corner there, and I think, oh, good, I've got a couple more pieces. Thought I'm gonna have to stop and cut a little bit more. So we've got a piece right there. And you may think that these little corners are not important, but believe me, when you turn it over, it will make a difference if they're not there. It just won't look right. And this one is hidden, but I'm gonna go ahead. I can see it's right there. I am gonna go ahead and place this, even if it may not show on the other side. Now, when I did this on the last one, because we're going to glue this whole thing down on our paper, we're putting glue on the perimeter, not the inside. I'm not going to worry about, technically what Corey did is she created 2 frames, so then she would glue a frame on top of here. But because this is going right on the journal page and all of this is going to be glued down, I'm not worried about that. If you're worried about that at all, you could take tape and just go ahead and tape this whole thing. But because we're gluing it, you don't need to do that. See what I mean about the Scotch tape? How it took that off, but because it's on the back side, it doesn't matter. And see how it took it off of there? That's why if you're using tape to adhere anything, best to use washi tape or a purple tape. So if we bring our journal over, I love this page because it has a postage stamp and it's got writing. This is going to go right in there like that. Isn't that just the coolest looking? I just think it's like, surprise. Make sure once again it fits. And then if you want, you could decorate the outside of your frame. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and go all the way around the perimeter with tape, with our wet glue. And if you wanted to use score tape, you could. Around the perimeter, but I don't see the point because you're really going to need to make sure that you glue all of this down. Because we're not putting a frame on it, you don't want any of the lattice to come up. So you want to make sure that you've got tape on all your little pieces. Just like that. And then we are going to glue this down. Trying to center it and making sure that we are not on our score lines. You don't want that surprise when you go to close it. You want to get all of this down. And then I'm going to show you, when you look at it, you can see right there's a little tiny piece of lattice. Right there is a little tiny piece of lattice, as is there. And right here. So it does, looks like I need a little bit of glue right here. It does matter. Those little corners matter. Okay, so now we've got that in. Let's see what we did. What's going on here? So, because we have all these pockets for tags, and we may add bags to the back of this, I'm not sure yet, and we've got tags that are going to go in here or stickers, we don't need a lot of pockets and tucks on this part here. So I did add a pocket here, and I tried to keep up I did try to keep up with what we've got going on. So I've got this piece here, and what we're going to need to do then, that goes in the cover. And I know to be able to use the whole bird, I had to trim a little here. So I think we're going to cut this about right there, and we're going to come into about right there. So let me get my cutter out. And of course we are keeping all our little scraps. And where's the, get my cut line, I think is right there. So let's double check and make sure that this is going to fit. Make sure that you can see what we're doing. And it does. And because I took a little piece out of the bottom here, we're going to match this up. Hopefully you can see that right there. So that's going to match that. And I took a little chompy bit off the top like that. And I can see I need to change the blade of my cutter. So that's going to fit right there. Now, if you wanted to, you can go ahead and you can distress. But I had mentioned before, this paper is so beautiful, and I like the white and the brightness of it. I did not want to distress, so I didn't do that. So we're going to match this up to this corner, just like that. Make sure that I am where I need to be. See what I did right there, how that matches up. Right there. That's what we did. And then I put these two tags in here, and we haven't put any We haven't put anything in these tags. You know, no, there's no ribbon or anything in this yet. So not a big deal, because we're going to come back and do that. So let's see, this has a hole. Is this the same tag? No, it is not. Okay, this tag goes there. All right. So then we have, let's get this in here where it belongs. I did not do any punches in the other one, so I don't think I'm going to. We're going to go and we're going to take, I think this is this, and it is, which is up. This is up, so we need to cut this. Let's see. Right there. And corner around it. So that is on the second sheet. So that would be on this white piece right here. We are going to trim this. Maybe. This always happens to me. I can't see where my mark is. Of course. Right there. Let's see if I can just cut this with a scissor. And we're going to keep this piece because you just don't ever know. And we are going to we're going to take the 1/2 inch and we are going to round this corner just because we like the way it looks. And then it is a tuck, not a pocket. So we're going to glue that down. So this paper, I'm telling you, is just so incredibly beautiful. We just have to be mindful of the thickness of our journal. We only have so much space when we fold her up. So if we're going to want to add any kind of lace embellishments or any charms, I think the charms are going to have to come either up at the top or down on our signature threads because they take up a lot of bulk. So we have that gorgeous tuck right there. And then we've got corners. And what I did is because I didn't want to waste the other side of this, I made a double corner like that. So that's what we are going to do here on this page. So I'm pretty sure I used this and I cut it right here. Hopefully I'll do this right and not mess it up. So we're going to cut this, keeping that, and then we're going to take our piece. That's right. We're going to take our piece and we're going to cut it corner to corner. So we've got our corner pieces. Match our corners up like that. So we're going to have a piece that goes this way and this piece will go on the other side. So I do know that I had to cut. You can see here I had to trim both sides right there. Not a big deal. So we're going to fit that like that. And we're going to just take that little piece off right there like that. And this should fit. And it does. So we're going to glue it down on the side and the bottom. And you can use score tape if you like. You can use wet glue. You can stitch this. So we've got a really pretty corner pocket here. We can come back and we can do something with this if we want. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side with the other half. Which is this beautiful blue right here. So we are going to trim this. Trim this little corner off. And we are going to glue this on there. So once again, the outside gets glue and the bottom. Just like that. Hopefully everybody's doing well. I didn't ask you. I am going to be going with my daughter to lunch with my mom tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. So we have that. And then, okay, this gets a tag. Do I have that tag? That's the question. Did I cut that tag? I really did try to keep up, and I did, so let's just put that in here. What are you doing, Charlotte? That's mainly just to keep track of the tags, as you know, if I make them as I go. And then, okay, so we got to the half, the white half, which is here. And then what I did is I created a pocket, and I don't have that exact paper, but I do have this, which is prettier, I think. And that is going to go there. And then I do have that piece, which I punched. It's this here, and I think I might use this side with the gold. And if we wanted to put a large tag in here, this acts as a belly band. So that's what we're going to do on that page. So let's do that. Because these pages could be just a tiny bit smaller, I think I'm going to keep the writing and I'm going to cut this. So let's just give this just a little bit of a trim, not a lot, just a little bit. We'll do it a little bit at a time. See what we get. Keep our scrap. See if this fits, and it does. And did I take anything? Yes, I did. I took a little bit out of the top. Kind of would like to keep as much of that rose. There we go. So we're going to glue the sides and the bottom. There's not really anything complicated about this. I just want to use as much of this. I'd like to use all these pages if I can, as much of this cardstock as I possibly can, because it's so beautiful. And then we have this piece up here, so let's see what we need. And I will keep this as well, because you never know what we can do with that. And I do want that gold. I think that's really pretty. So if we put this, let's see, I did it on mine, or the other one I should say, I did it like this. So we're going to trim this right here. And I can see these pages are just a little bit smaller. These pages are a little bit smaller than these. So we're going to glue that there. It won't matter. It doesn't make any difference. It's just amazing to me how you can use the same bags and the sizes are just different. So we're going to put this here and here. And we're going to have a cute belly band. Just like that. So we'll create a tag that will fit down under this into this pocket. And then if we want to put some lace on here, we can't have any lace sticking out, because if you do, you won't be able to close this up. So that is what we have to watch out for. Then what I did is I had quite a few strips of scraps. So I went ahead and I just kind of laid out I kind of did a little Corey Dolman thing with all my, you can see, this paper is so beautiful. Let me hold it up closer to the camera. I really did not want to throw those away. So I just went ahead and created just a little thing like that. So let's go ahead and do that. And I think that's where, no, I had one more pocket, but I think let's go ahead and do that. And then do I have the paper that this was created on? I don't see it. So, yeah, let's see what we've got that we can create like a little grid. And I didn't use any of the dark blue, but I've got dark blue and I've got that. And let's just see. We don't want it all dark blue. See what papers we have to work with. That's really pretty. This, that's really, really pretty. So let's see what I can get my fingers on here. Okay, this is going to have more of the blue because I've got more of the blue, and then we've got got this piece here. We've got 2 tags, so let's go ahead and I really do like the gold to show. So let's start with this. And we're just going to lay out just strips so that we don't lose our strips. I'm going to take it all the way to the edge. It just makes the edge of the paper that much stronger. And we don't want everything to be the same height. So we're going to come up a little bit. I apologize if you can hear the landscapers. I like the sound of the grass being mowed and blown. So it doesn't bother me, but I apologize if it's loud and you can hear it. And then let's put this piece in. And I'm going to put the dark piece towards the bottom, just because it seems to be heavier looking, and so I think it will look better on the bottom. And I am going to come all the way to the bottom, just like that. Now, what you could do if you want is take a scrap piece of paper, put this on top of the scrap piece of paper, and then put the scrap piece of paper here and adhere it on the end, and you can make yourself a little tuck if you would prefer that over what I'm doing. I totally get it. Excuse me. Maybe we will come that way. That fits perfectly. So let's do that. It's something a little bit different. But we can use the whole piece if we do that. Just like that. And I don't know if I would like this, but that's such a pretty piece of paper. I think I am going to use it. I like all that gold. So once again, I apologize because I can't tell you the paper line. I have absolutely no idea of the maker. You know, it looks like Prima, but I am not sure. This is a really pretty piece. So let's see. Could put that like that, or I could like that and put that there. Let's do that. I just really want to use all of these scraps so that I can say every little bit of this paper got used with zero waste. We'll see if I can make that happen or not. So let's put this down, and then we'll put the other piece down and we'll call this done. Put this down. Gold writing is way too pretty to not use. I'll just put this across like that. So that's what we have. It kind of complements. You've got this piece here and you turn the page and it's like, whoa, look at that. Okay, so then from there, here's our center. I decided not to do anything with this. We'll see. I might change my mind, but then we have this piece here, and I know I did not have a piece of that, but I do have this. And this is really pretty. This will make a pocket, and I'm pretty sure I've got the 2 tags. We have this tag. Yes, I've got the 2 tags right here. So we do need a pocket, and I think I am going to use this. And let's see what side this is on. This is left, and then this would go here. Do I want it like that, or do I think we want it like this, but we're going to have to trim it down. It's a smaller pocket, but that's okay. So we're going to have another little piece of scrap right here. Make sure this will work. Take a little divot out of the top. Sides and the bottom, and I think that is where we are so far, just like this. I'm thinking what I might do is put a piece of that gorgeous washi tape down the back side of the white. I think that would be really, really pretty. And then it's not so white. So we have a tag like this, and then I had cut another one like that. And I'm pretty sure that's maybe, no, looks like we've got a pocket here. So we need to measure and see the width of this pocket. And it looks like it is 1.5 inches. It is this piece right here, 1.5 inches, and that would be this piece here. So let's trim this. 1.5 inches. That puts us right here. Divot out of the center. So let's do that. Looks like I eyeballed it, just took a little piece out of the center to let you know it is a pocket. So we are going to put that there. And we're going to do that by putting glue on the ends and down the outside edge. And then I think I have one tag that I created. So we're going to just kind of center this. We're going to eyeball it just like that. And I have a tag that I'm going to put on the back side. And that would be this piece. And did I round the corners? I did. I rounded all 4 corners on the 1/2 inch. This was obviously the top of the cardstock. I thought this was so beautiful that made just a pretty tag. Look at that. Both sides, just beautiful. So we will come to this page here and let me grab a paper clip. And that fits nicely right here. And there we go. So that is where we are right now. And, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful, guys. It really is beautiful. So there is where we are at. And I will just keep on working and see what we're going to do next with this really cute. I think that's going to be it for pockets. I just don't see that we're going to need, by the time we put anything in here, this is only going to grow. I think we will maybe get the washi tape out and put some washi maybe down here, maybe right down the center. We'll see. When you do a punch, it kind of leaves you having to work around that, which is why I didn't want to did not want to punch on the other one. But we're going to put, I think, washi down here and washi down here. So, oh my goodness, it's just so beautiful. I really love it. Okay, guys, that is it for today. And I will, like I mentioned, I will keep working. And I think we're going to add some more pockets in the way of bags. Maybe some little bags that won't take a lot of... Oh, one thing I did make to go with this is I created, with the scraps, 2 little Tim Holtz photo frames. This is one of them with a little tag. I didn't glue them, so I put the little Tim Holtz paper clip there so that whoever gets these, because I'll be listing these in my shop, can, if you want to glue it, you can glue it shut. But this way you have options. So I'm going to leave them like that. But each one will get one of those. So, all right, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this. And we'll just keep on going until we're done. And I will catch you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.